Awesome. I can start. Hi, my name is Abby Hahn. I am a first-year master's student of Recreation and Youth Development, getting certificates in leadership and nonprofit management. And today we will be completing our group 3 discussion.
And I'm Caden Jones. I'm a second-year master's student in hospitality, hotel management, and tourism, or RPTS, either one. And yeah.
My name's Grace Parfitt. I am a first-year master's student at Applied Youth Development.
And I'm Ty. I am a first-year master's student in the ALEC department.
All right, I'll get us started off with the first icebreaker, if that works for everyone. I will need to share my screen. I think I can do that, but let me start the PowerPoint real quick. Oh, it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
I'm not tech savvy. I hope. Yes. 1 second.
Grace, I love seeing the people in the background of your.
Do y'all know how to change it?
I think there should be like an arrow right by your screen share button, and I think it should say like allow multiple participants or something like that.
Oh, perfect. I just switched it.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna start sharing my screen.
Awesome.
Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. So the icebreaker I have today is called What City Am I In? So I went and took screenshots of random places in cities across the United States. And so the goal of the game is for y'all to put, you can either say it out loud or in the chat, whichever one y'all want to do. But the first person to guess what city you're in gets a point. There's no like prizes or anything, unfortunately, but you're just bragging rights, I guess. But there's 4 different cities that I have put in the PowerPoint. And so the first person to guess it right. I guess for this one, we can just like say it out loud. I feel like that's easier for like the small of a group. But are y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I will share the first city.
Miami.
Miami.
Nope.
Los Angeles. Vegas. Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's good. Dang.
All right. They get a look. I think they get progressively harder. So, but y'all might think differently depending on what city it is. And then I'll do the second one.
Oh.
San Francisco.
Yep.
Dang.
So San Francisco. And
I must
then
not be well traveled.
Grace has one and Abby has one. And so we'll do the next city.
Oh my gosh.
Seattle.
Yes. So how did you know that? My goodness.
My cousin lives in Seattle.
Oh, that's awesome. It was Seattle, and then I think this is the last city. Yeah.
Chicago.
Boston.
Did you say Boston?
Yeah, Boston.
Yes, it was Boston.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Grace is the winner.
I didn't even say anything.
That's awesome.
Dang. That's crazy.
Great job, Grace.
Who wants to go next?
I can go. So Grace, I'm assuming you're on your phone. So this one might be a little more difficult for you, but it's okay. I'll describe what we're doing, and then you can just like, so basically, what I want y'all to do is to go into y'all's camera roll, and find a picture that is like super meaningful to you, and then describe like why it's meaningful. And so Grace, if you want to, you can just like tell us what the picture's about and then describe why it's meaningful. So I can go first. So this one was actually taken on Sunday. I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can turn my brightness down a little bit. Oh no. Anyways, it's me. See, there's me. And then there's my friend Daniel, and you can't really see it, but I'm like fixing his like pocket like handkerchief thing. So it was one of our best friends' weddings this past weekend. And it was the first wedding I've ever been in, but it was just really cool. Because we got to like grow really close that weekend and just like making sure that David was like well celebrated and taken care of. So it was just a special little moment that like we all got to have together. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
One that I just found was whenever I met my cousin's baby. He's the first, like, of our family, I guess. Now makes my great grandma a great great grandmother,
oh
which
my
is
gosh, like the next
um
generation.
yeah, but
Oh
he's so
my
sweet.
God.
Aw.
His name's Easton, and he was born in July, and he is so precious, but is getting so big now. It's crazy.
I love
Oh
that.
my goodness.
Uh, oh,
Mine is my dog laying in our flower bed that we have in our backyard. Um, my roommate and I moved into a house because it had a yard and we wanted Akira to be able to have a yard. And so she's been enjoying the warmer weather and she just kind of laid in a flower bed and she looked up and it looked like she was kind of like growing out of the flower bed and it was really cute. Um, and I'm just glad that she's happy.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I love dogs. I'm a big dog person.
For mine is a group picture of our events. So I work for Destination Brian. I'm the special
Very
events
cool.
coordinator. And so we just wrapped up a weekend of like solar eclipse activities. And it also was my professional project to graduate
Ooh.
next month for my grad program. So I've been planning it for like almost a year now, and we finally wrapped it up. And it was a really successful weekend. We had 3 events, like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I was really busy, but super grateful for that weekend and the experience. So
Very cool.
That's so fun. I can do my activity next. I will share my screen real quick. It might be a little bit harder. I ended up doing a scavenger hunt, which I think will be fun. But I had said in the scavenger hunt, okay, here's a list of objects or items you'll have to find. But I think also for you, Grace, being in the airport, if you're like, this right here is an object, and you just like point to it or like show the camera, that works too. But here I'll share my screen real quick. Um, okay, that'll work. I hope. I have so many tabs open. Oh my gosh. Cool. So this is a scavenger hunt for the group discussion. So these are the objectives. You'll be timed on how quickly you can find all of the items or point to them. Once the timer starts, there's no stopping, and then each item found must be different, so it can not include you like as an item. And then objective number 3, the goal is to find all items before the time runs out. Be creative and have fun. So you will have 2 minutes to find and bring back these 5 items to show the group. And I will let you know whenever I start the time. First, I'm going to show y'all a list of the 5 things you'll have to find or point to. And Grace, if this doesn't work for you, just let me know. Um, but yeah, so here is a list of the 5 items you must find and bring back. So one object that starts with the letter T, an object that might have legs, like that doesn't have to be a human. It could be a chair, a table, whatever. One object that can hold liquids, and then one object that you can't live without. And you'll explain why. And then one object you could use to entertain a kid, and then you'll also be asked to explain how. So he will do all of this in 2 minutes. Um, Let me know when y'all are ready to start and I can start the timer. Are y'all ready?
I'm good.
Time starts now. I'll
Um,
go back to what you have to find.
uh, I left my camera on. Six. I
Y'all,
think I have all mine.
50 seconds left. And if y'all finish before the time runs out, let me know.
I'm good to go.
30 more seconds.
Me too.
I'm good.
Y'all good? Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all made it with 25 seconds. Who wants to go
Um,
first?
I'm gonna go first because just in case something moves that I'm
Yes.
looking at. The thing that starts with a T is a Toyota.
There we go.
Right there. Absolutely. Something that has legs is any of these people.
Yes.
The backgrounds, any of these people. An object that can hold liquids is a trash can.
Yes.
An object that I can't live without. I'm gonna say my wallet,
Mhm.
just because you know how you like leave the house, keys, wallet, phone, keys, wallet,
Mhm.
phone. I just would have much more anxiety if I didn't have my wallet. And an object that you can use to entertain a child, is my shark purse. Um, I originally bought this for Shark Week because I'm a lifeguard, and I thought that it was going to be like a smaller fanny pack that I could use while lifeguarding, and it ended up being humongous. So now it's my purse, and my kids really enjoy it a lot. And they like to name it different names like every other day. So it's definitely entertaining.
That's awesome. You actually killed it with like being in the airport.
Thank you. Thank you.
So awesome. Go, Grace. Okay, who's next?
I can go next. I'm realizing pretty much all of my items are food, which is embarrassing. But so it starts with the letter T. I have a box of Turkish Delights.
Ooh.
These are really good candies. I actually really like them. One object that has legs, this actually isn't food, but it's the stool that I'm sitting on. That has legs. An object that can hold liquids is my water bottle. And then one object that you can't live without. This is dramatic, but I really like coffee. So I chose that. And then another candy for something you could use to entertain a kid. I have chocolate covered gummy bears
Ooh.
because, you know, who wouldn't like these, especially kids? So
That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay, so for an object that starts with the letter T, I have my tennis racket.
Awesome.
An object that has legs, I went and got our like are like stools in our kitchen. Um, an object that can hold liquid. I have my like Yeti cup. An object that I can't live without. I have my inhaler. Like literally can't live without it. And then an object that I'd use to entertain kids. So this is one of my newest favorite things that I've gotten. It's like a giant microbe. So this is E. coli
oh my
as
God,
like a stuffed plush. Yeah.
that's
So
funny.
he like sits up here on my lamp. It's like my favorite thing. Yeah.
That's so cool. Y'all did a great job. Thank y'all for playing the game. Now I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Perfect.
My icebreaker is you just have to listen to what I'm saying, okay? And hopefully you don't get distracted by too many things around me. Um, okay, so I used to work for a company called Outward Bound, and the founder of Outward Bound, his name was Hahn, and he had this theory that everything in life could be split into five basic needs. Okay. And so hopefully you learn a little bit about yourself, as well as all of us in the group with this. But the five basic needs are survival, fun, power, love and belonging. Sorry, I got distracted. and freedom. Sorry, I thought that was my brother. Okay. So freedom, fun, power, love and belonging, and survival. Okay. Survival is the most basic one. So everyone has a survival need, obviously, that's to eat, drink, and go to the bathroom. Okay. But I want y'all to think about what you do throughout your day, your week, your month, your year, okay? And kind of choose your highest need. What do you think is your highest need? Where do you think that you fit in within those 4 categories? Take survival out of it because everyone has that one. And out of the 4 that's left, what do you think your highest need is?
What
And
were the
why?
other 4 again?
Fun, power, freedom, and love and belonging.
I feel like for me, probably love and belonging, just because like my friends and family, like I literally could not live without them, and we talk every day. So I think that would probably be the one I couldn't live without.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say love and belonging as well. Yeah, just kind of the same thing with Caden. I really do value like my friendships, especially like considering the photo I shared and everything. And it's just a huge part of like my life, and I like see them constantly, and yeah, it's just huge having those relationships.
Mhm.
I would say that I'm in the same exact boat as everyone else. I even consider my like fun and hanging out with people and continuing
Mm-hmm.
to build and deepen relationships that I have, whether it's with friends, somebody new, my family. I value all of those things and couldn't imagine life without community. And so that's something that I value the most.
Um, Mine's different. Mine's fun. Um, mine's fun because I'm a rec therapist. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I just try to make everything better or more fun, more enjoyable, um, as best I can. Um, Hold on, I'm gonna mute because I'm getting in the car. I'll be right back. The next part is to think of someone that you get along with really well. And then try to figure out their highest need.
Ooh.
And why do you think it's their highest need out of those 4?
Okay, I think I know mine. So it's my friend Jack. He's a really cool guy. But he is such a free spirit. And it's like I don't think I've ever met anybody who doesn't like to be tied down more. And I know that can sound like it's a bad thing sometimes, but he does it in a good way. But it's like it was a really big learning curve learning to be his friend, because like this dude, like commitments could not make them. Like it was just like he was like he couldn't commit because he'd be like, I don't know. Like if you ask him to commit to something a week in advance, he's like, yeah, I might be there. And I'm like, what else do you have to do? He said, well, nothing right now. And I'm like, dude, come on. You can't live life like that. But yeah, love him to death. And he's a really loyal friend, but it makes me laugh because that's exactly who he is. He loves his freedom.
Nice.
I think for me, one of my closest friends, her name's Rena, and we've been friends since I think sophomore year of high school. I think her top thing would be fun as well. She loves to be like the life of the party and make everything just the best and most fun that it can be. In any situation, she'll always be cracking jokes, like comedic relief is like her thing. So I would definitely say fun for her is top, but I think also sometimes tied with the relations because she's like, I want to be fun, but with my friends or with my family.
I've just been thinking about like my cousins, not really like one in particular, but there's just like a group of 5 of us that literally like we have a group message, like we call each other, text each other every day because like I don't live where they live right now. So I think theirs would probably be love and belonging too, just because like we could not live without each other and talk to each other all the time. So I think there's just like a really close bond there. Like, of course, we have fun because of that relationship, but I think like the belonging is what matters most.
Nice. Mine's my sister. And I think that my sister's highest need is love and belonging. She's always had like big friend groups, and she's always kept in contact with all of her friend groups throughout her life. Like she's in her 30s now, and she still talks to her friends that she had in high school, and like still makes it a point to like go see them and puts in effort. Um, and she's also a really clingy person. So hers is definitely love and belonging.
That was an awesome game.
Mhm.
I'm super glad we got to do all of those activities. And I think the next part we just talk about updates of where we're at in our final project and if we have any ideas that we can help each other out with to get to share them in this time. And that's just like super helpful as we move forward and this thing that's due pretty soon.
Yeah.
I can share first where I'm at with the project. Right now, I don't have anything written out, but like I do, like I have a plan, but I haven't started like drafting the plan just yet, but I have a good idea of what I want to do. So I worked Winterfest with Pine Cove this past winter break, and it was really fun. We had a lot of fun activities that we got to do with the campers, and it was an elementary aged group that I was with. We were at their Silverado location, and so I think I want to model my project off of what we got to do there, but also implement some new ideas. And then in my volunteer and HR class this semester, we got to write job descriptions for different organizations, and a lot of what I chose was camp. And so I'm excited to get to use the materials that I've learned from other classes to just pop into this project. And so I'm like planning to start probably on Friday of this week because my schedule's just been very crammed of work and school and catching up with everything. But that's where I'm at in this part of the project.
Yeah, I'm kind of in this too. Oh, go ahead, Grace.
Sorry.
No,
I have mine all written out and drafted. I just haven't made the presentation for it. But I did like a 3-day leadership camp for teens. Just because teenagers are my age of choice to work with. And like I said, I used to work for Outward Bound, so there's a lot of things that I can bring in from there as well as what I do now, which is recreation therapy. So yeah, just a lot of ideas that I've combined from all of the jobs that I've had um, centered around teens. Yeah.
For mine, so I've laid out like the days and the activities and things, but I haven't gotten to like specifics of like the rest of the project. So mine is a 3-day, 2-night camp specifically for like environmental stewardship for like 3rd to 5th grade boys. So it's at a place, it's like in the Texas Hill Country, there's like a river. I just looked up like a camp that you could like rent out for different activities. So we have like hiking activities, mountain biking, bird watching, and then also like learning about like river resources and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I still need to figure out like the exact activities because I don't know if I want it to be like more sciencey or more like fun. So I'm very new to like youth development and camps and things. I've never like had experience with that before, so I'm kind of struggling a little bit, but we're gonna get there.
Yeah. So mine, I have completed the like outline and I've done the presentation and turned all that in. I think the hardest part for me was kind of like what Caden said. I don't have a lot of camp experience. I went to a few camps growing up, but they were more so uh like geared towards like summer fun. You know, like there were summer camps and they were all church camps. So other than, you know, like the big speaker sessions and the worship sessions, there were never really like really curriculum. And then because like all the free time was like being on the lake or doing like activities and stuff. So that's kind of what I structured my camp around, was like a 3 day 2 night church camp that is on the like kind of like on the perimeter of a lake in the hill country. So that's kind of what I did mine. And Abby, I think the like job description thing would have helped me out a lot, because I had a really hard time like making the job descriptions for everybody. I was just like, I was sitting there, I was like, I don't know like how in depth I needed to go. So I just kind of did what I thought was good enough, and just kind of went with that. So I hope it's turned in, like it's done, and so I'm just hoping for the best right now. It was tough, but it did get me thinking a lot, and it's probably not something that like someone should go and implement, because I don't think it's detailed enough, which maybe it should have been. But we got something and we learned something, so I guess that's kind of the whole point behind it.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's
Mm.
hard to know whenever you're not involved in things like that, like how to structure even the schedule of like, okay, when's like break time, or
Yeah.
when would be best to set this activity, like
Mm.
before or after a meal. Like just things like that are very technical, and it's harder whenever you haven't done it. And so I'm sorry that it's already complete, but I'm glad that it's complete and
Yeah.
you're,
Yeah.
which is huge. And Caden, if you need any help on any part, please feel free to reach out.
I definitely might. So
Yes, no, please don't hesitate. I'm more than willing. I was in like several other youth development classes in undergrad. I was RPTS as well. And
Mm.
so I got to do that and then event planning. And so it's been cool seeing like the combo of both sides and trying to figure out how to do this project. Um, but it's a really fascinating one. And I like that it allows us to think outside the box and be creative and
Mm.
implement all of the things that we've learned from this semester. Um,
yeah, I kind of thought so. Like I said, I work for Destination Bryan. I'm the special events coordinator, and so I was like, oh, like this is kind of similar. I could like host events, but then I was like, well, we don't like spend the night at events. We don't like have meals. We don't have breakfast, and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, wow, this is vastly different than what I ever imagined. So,
Yeah.
and it's like crazy how much detail needs to go into it, just because like thinking about break time and like getting water or things like that. So, um it'll be a good learning experience, but I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah.
so there's this girl in my Bible study. She's the women's director at Silverado, so where I did Winterfest. And I was like, hey girl, can you send me the schedule, please? Because I don't remember off of the top of my head of what we did. And so if you want me to relay that information over, if it's helpful to even see a structure of what it could look like, I can for sure do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome if you could, because I've never like seen something like that before. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I did. I looked up like it was some camp in California, but it
Mhm.
was like an adventure camp, and they had like their schedule online. And so I just like looked at that and try to like, of course it was nice with the church camp, because I could like block off like an hour and a half to 2 hours, like in the morning and in the afternoon for like worship and like a large group session. And so it was like nice being able to do that, because I was like, okay, that's like 3.5 to 4 hours that is like already accounted for in the days. But yeah.
Absolutely. It's nice too, because I feel like programs like that, you can even schedule in a couple hours of free time. Uh,
Mhm.
I mean, it obviously includes a little bit of structure and boundaries depending on what age range you are
Mhm.
doing program for. I mean, yes, the overnight, yeah, stay. But that's also helpful. Like, okay, free time. That
Yeah.
means whatever activities are available, go
Yeah.
do.
That'd be good.
Um, I think that this was a great group discussion. Oh,
Mhm.
recording now.